Hey everybody, welcome back to Pacific War Gaming. We are continuing our German campaign. We are finishing up the Swedish and Norwegian invasion. We actually just managed to complete the campaign in Sweden. They're now our puppet, and due to a bug, their navy has been mostly preserved, which is good for us since they're now controlled effectively by us. We are in Norway. The Norwegians are putting up quite a bit more of a fight, including some British and French units that have managed to land, including a counterattack behind the lines near Oslo. So we'll be taking care of that next. And then it is the 9th of May, which is one day before the start of the French campaign. So we're going to be moving our tanks into position. We're going to hopefully start on time. With that, I'll get started here. We're going to move the clock pretty slowly since quite a bit's going to happen in the next couple of days. Alright, so 4th and 5th Panzer Grenadier are countering this landing here. And then 1st Mountain and 1st Panzer Grenadier are advancing up the coast. 2nd Mountain, should have said 1st Mountain. 2nd Mountain has captured Bergen. And then 4th Mountain is kind of continuing the pressure in the Central Highlands. And then 3rd and 4th, or 2nd and 3rd Panzer Grenadier are advancing to Trondheim. So I think if we can capture Trondheim, Norway will capitulate, but I'm not 100% certain. I was hoping the Norwegian campaign would be done by now. Tank crew training advance, a little bit more hard attack and regular attack with some increase in fuel consumption. I'll definitely take it. Let's check our decisions here. We'd get our 3rd Commando unit. I mentioned in the last video that I'll be using these for our Fort Buster divisions. I'll go over how those are built later. But we do need a Commando unit in each one, so that's why we're saving those. Okay, so the British naval landing below Oslo is running into some serious trouble. Okay, so 20th Royal Marines should disintegrate at any moment now. And then our 2 Panzer Grenadier divisions are rapidly approaching Trondheim, so we're doing good up here. Okay, the first battle near Trondheim, the Battle of Orkdal. We're a little behind on our May invasion. We just need to get these panzer divisions to the frontier. So they're almost there. Okay, let's check on our panzer. We recently added the 39 tech of medium armor design to the technology tree. We're not going to be done with that until after the French campaign is over, so we're a bit behind on that as well. Okay, so the 1st British Marine Division has capitulated. I think it was the 19th, but the first one in this battle has capitulated. The 3rd Royal Marines, I think, is a more elite unit, so their organization is higher. Oh, buddy. So the Brits are really giving us trouble here. Let's move 1st Panzer Grenadier back to Kristiansand. Alright, so we've managed to destroy the Norwegian division that was here. Okay, we're almost to Trondheim. And our 1st Panzer Corps is almost in position. Alright, so it's May 12th. We're going to start the French invasion the early morning of the 13th. So that's about 4 days behind schedule. These Norwegian units here might try to cut us off. 4th Mountain hopefully can get across the mountains fast enough to maintain that supply line. The Swedes are just redeploying to the ports. That's kind of normal for the AI. I don't expect them to do anything fancy to help us. Let's see. I don't know what enemy units are here. Let's do some nuisance bombing with KG1 just to check. Night only. It's always good to check the enemy disposition in any naval region before you send in a fleet, because if you don't know what you're getting into. So it's a pretty significant fleet. They have destroyers and cruisers escorting 2 fleet carriers, so that wouldn't go very well for us if we were to attack it with our fleet. I mean, we do have 12 light cruisers, but you'd be surprised how well fleet carriers do against fleets that are only composed of surface ships. So we're going to wait till we get our cruisers to start. We're going to wait till we get our carriers to start challenging the Royal Navy. Alright, so it's time to head back to Paderborn. We're going to get started on the invasion of France here. Let's check our decisions. So we're already at war with Belgium. And are we at war with the Netherlands? We are not. So we're going to attack all 3 of them. So the only people we have to declare war on are the Netherlands. Conquer. And that should be it. Alright, so let's start planning our attack here. Let me load up the French campaign. Okay, so just as a recap, we'll be using our motorized divisions in this hatched line here to push straight for the channel, and then our infantry units will push kind of directly into Holland and the Netherlands, and then we'll be setting up a line just north of Paris to reorganize, and then we'll be pushing into France proper. I don't expect this to be a very long delay, but we do want to get our units into a better position prior to advancing into the depths of France. So let me turn off this plan, it's a little bit noisy. Let's issue some commands. So infantry of 4th Corps is going to advance straight into Luxembourg. Oh, Luxembourg's not at war. Let's fix that. Alright, so now we're at war with everybody in Europe, really, out west. Okay, 4th Corps to Luxembourg. We're going to make sure our HQ unit's not attacking. That's a great way for them to shatter. And then 2nd Panzer Corps is going to advance into Luxembourg as well. Let's see. 1st Panzer Corps is going to assist with the attack on Verviers. And they'll be kind of heading down this direction. 5th Corps will attack Verviers as well. They'll be spreading out into Sedan soon. 6th Corps and Totenkopf will do the same. This is quite a lot of units to attack one territory, but we do need to get in there to spread out more. 7th into Holland, and then the rest the same. Some of these Dutch river crossings are uncontested. Okay, we're going to be moving at pretty slow speed until we can see how things are going here. We're not going to attack the Maginot Line directly. I don't see any point of doing that. Let's go check on Kristiansand. So 1st Panzer Grenadier gets there at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I think they're going to beat them, beat the British landing. The landing progress is going very slowly. Okay, 1st Mountain will go back to Stavanger just to garrison that port. 2nd, we'll do the same in Bergen. 5th Mountain will stay in Oslo, and 3rd and 4th can start heading up toward Trondheim. Let's see, the Battle of Trondheim is about to start. Let's go down and check. Okay, so we captured the 1st Dutch territory in Maastricht. And then... Okay, this Dutch motorized division doesn't even have a general. That's not good for them. We've won the Battle of Verviers. That's very good. This needed to fall fast to keep our timetable. Okay, Totenkopf is pushing. Let's see how we're doing in Luxembourg. Let's get our bombers on. We have to break through fast here. So the French are bombing us back. Let's see, 3rd can bomb these guys as they retreat. And 4th can do the same. Yeah, so our fighters are defending against these bombing British... wow, can't speak today. They are defending against these bombing French Air Force units. They're under von Richthofen. Looks like it's going okay. Yeah. So it makes sense that the French Air Force would come out to play, starting with the main invasion. You can see JG3 and JG4 are also engaged. Alright, so we're going to watch out for large formations of French and British and Belgian divisions behind the line, and we'll be attacking them with our medium bombers. We don't want to lose them though, they're expensive, so we'll be watching that carefully. Okay, so the Luxembourgish divisions are putting up some resistance. We just have to hope that we can crack them before the French are able to move units into the line there. Okay, Northern Holland is pretty much defenseless. Okay, so we did get 1st Panzer Grenadier into Kristiansand before they could land. It looks like they were landing the 6th Royal Marines. There's no way that succeeds now. And then we'll check on this attack here. Okay, so the British near Oslo are finished. These Norwegian units, it'd be nice if we could get them cleared out. Okay, so the Venlo crossing has succeeded, or is about to. Okay, the Dutch did get a motorized division into line, so that will be more of a pitched battle, actually. Okay, you can see how fast our panzer divisions are. They're already into Verviers, and they're going to head straight for this river crossing. We're not going to try to crack this river line. There's Belgian fortifications on it. Our infantry can take care of that piecemeal. Tanks need to move, and move fast. So, 1st Panzer Corps is going to head for Charleville-Mézières, and then 2nd Panzer Corps is bogged down in Luxembourg, but they won't be for long. And then let's see, what infantry corps is this? 6th Corps will head towards the Meuse at Sedan as well. And then, where is Totenkopf? So Totenkopf will head down to Arlon here. Okay, so we're going to engage these units that just retreated. Hopefully they break fast. Okay, we captured Nijmegen, so the center of the Dutch line is broken. We honestly have more infantry divisions up here than we need, but we don't need them elsewhere right now, so this is fine. Okay, so KG1 has taken quite a bit of organization loss, so we'll tell them to go home. We need them to preserve their strength for later on. Okay, let's see. KG3 is doing okay. Let's tell them to reset, though. So you can see there's a large stack of French divisions here that are moving north out of the Maginot Line. That's normal. We need to cross the river at either Sedan or Charleville-Mézières before they get there. These I keep saying Dutch. These Belgian units here are going to try to counterattack to block our advance, and we need to hope that they could, fall apart quickly. The reason I'm not attacking straight into Belgium with 1st Panzer Corps is, if you look carefully, this is Liège. There's large amounts of forts here, and we'll bottle up our entire advance if we attack both a river crossing and a fortified territory with our tanks. Our infantry can handle that just fine. Actually, we'll get 7th Infantry Corps to start attacking to pin these units as soon as they can. Okay, so some French divisions have managed to get into the line in Luxembourg. Okay, we got a large battle developing in Verviers here. We're being counterattacked while we attack. Alright, so French units will be drawn north through western Belgium too. We gotta hope that that disperses them a little bit. Alright. So you'll see Dutch units piecemeal counterattack, and that's going to get them nowhere. We're going to keep attacking. Won the Battle of Verviers. We've also increased our carrier air group technology level. So now we're at 109Ts, which is the carrier variant, and we still have these biplane bombers, which is fine. It's still pretty early in the war. Okay, so the counterattack from Liège failed, so that's good for us. Bastogne is going. Let's see what our attack modifier is low. I think that's mostly because it's night and there's a river crossing occurring. So ideally Luxembourg would fall quickly. They've managed to get units into there faster than I would have liked. Okay, we're shattering these Dutch divisions on the frontier. That's good. So one of the many reasons to invade Holland as well is if Holland didn't have this open section here to attract French units, the French would be able to focus on a much narrower front. So if we attack all along this western frontier here, we're able to disperse their forces more effectively. Okay, so this is the Battle of Bastogne is a pretty major set-piece battle, which is not how it went historically, at least not in 1840. But I have a feeling once we break this crust here, we're going to be able to break into their depths, strategic depths. Okay. So 8th Corps is crossing the river now. We'll get them to attack Belgium once they're across. 10th Corps is pushing into this Rhine region of Holland. Yeah, so we're not taking significant losses. Okay, let's get our Stukas into the fight. This is taking a bit too long. JT2 is really damaged. I'll keep them that way for now. Okay, STG1 is going to ground attack. And where's STG2? Forster. Okay, so there's Belgian fighter units. We need to get JG2 back up on their feet. Well, this is really the critical point here, so we're going to use as much of our air force as we can. So it looks like that is making an impact. They are losing strength. Okay, STG2 is going to rebase. STG1 is going to rebase. And we're going to rebase our medium bombers. We'll try that again in a couple of days. Maybe sooner. So you can see French units are getting drawn north, which is exactly what we want. Okay, JG2 took a lot of damage. That's amazing. Alright, we're going to let's check on our other fighters really quick. Okay, JG3 is doing okay. Yeah, 2 got really messed up. JG1's acceptable. JG4 is acceptable. We continue to have air superiority over France proper, but this section of Belgium is an issue. Let's move. Let's see, let's move. We're going to move JG7 west. We need them more out west. We're going to set them to... Oh, they need to be further west. Let's see. Dortmund. Yeah, I think we could support 2 fighter units in Dortmund, so we'll put them there. And then JG7 will be doing air superiority over Bastogne. Okay, I think part of the issue is the fact that STG-1 is in Cologne, and there's a 5-tier airbase that's supporting 10 units, so I don't think JG2 is able to recover itself. We're going to move STG-1 to Frankfurt. Let's add some more air bases. Okay, the campaign in Holland is going great. I mean, we're just overwhelming them with infantry. This is an important area here. We want to get as many French units out of this area, trying to defend Brussels from the north. Yeah, so some French units are already appearing in Holland, which is good. See how JG7's doing. Oh, their order got canceled somehow. Yeah, we're doing damage to the Belgian Air Force. That's good. The more units the French and British send north, the better for us. See how we're doing in Luxembourg. Okay, we'll get 8th Corps to advance across the river. Okay, we're having some minor supply issues up here. I'm not too worried yet. Okay, we've captured Trondheim. I was getting a little tunnel vision there. That's good. We've kicked the Norwegian Navy out of that city. Let's get 3rd Mountain to advance this direction. And then let's keep the pressure up. 2nd Panzer can slowly move toward Narvik. They're not going to get there anytime soon, but... Alright, so yeah, that battle just ended. Ooh, so 1st Panzer Grenadier is getting actually more messed up than I thought. I think that's mostly from air attack. So we'll get 1st Mountain moving down south. We'll replace them with 2nd Mountain. We're going to take a risk that they don't try to land at Bergen. We'll just put our headquarters unit there. And then 5th... Let's see. 5th Mountain is going to head north. And then 4th Panzer Grenadier is going to head to Kristiansand. And then 5th will stay in Oslo. Let's go back to France. Okay, so it's starting to thin out quite a bit. That's good. It means they don't have significant reserves behind the line. Okay, the Battle of Amsterdam has started. That's going to go well for us. We're outnumbering them a lot. Okay, so 10th Corps isn't going to move up this direction. It's going to move south into Belgium. Okay, so the battle against the Liège forts is going nowhere, but that's fine. As long as we pin units in front of us, they can't go somewhere else. Alright, I'm gonna redeploy these 4 divisions so that I made a mistake. There should have been units attacking from Bitburg into Luxembourg too, so that all of our units aren't crossing the river line. I'm going to redeploy these 4 divisions so that they can help with that attack. It didn't really change the balance of power too much, but looks like the Luxembourgish and French are running out of units there. Our upper Rhine section of the line is totally quiet. That's good. Alright, so we'll start attacking from there as soon as their organization resets. Okay, first Panzer Grenadier might have to pull out. I'm not going to risk them getting shattered by our attack. There's no decisions that we need to make. Okay, this is really important here. So you can see that we've captured Luxembourg, and look at what we got. We got a wide open doorstep. 8th, 9th, and 10th Panzer are going to beeline to Sedan, along with 6th and 7th. I'm not sure how the infantry is going to... Okay, we've also cracked them in Bastogne, so we've made our penetration that we needed. This is good. Alright, so Air Force is less important now, so we'll move JG7 back to Berlin. Looks like we've also won the battle for Amsterdam, that's good. We'll set these guys back onto defense. Okay, they've cut us off temporarily, but we do have a port city, so we're doing okay. 5th Mountain will head up to help with that. Alright, and then 1st Panzer Corps, like I said before, is going to beeline to Charleville, Mézières. They have a pretty decent speed. They have to get through the hills and the forest here before they can break into the open, but they should be able to move fast enough. Okay, we've conquered Luxembourg. Okay, Hermann Hoth with 8th Panzer is leading this attack here. Oh, okay. 3rd Army Corps is going to spread out just to cover the Saar here. That should do it. So let me just put up our campaign map again. Let's look at our battle plan for the West. So we're entering kind of the channel of our, pardon the pun, we're entering the channel to the channel, our penetration route here. So this is good for us. Things are looking really good. We're about, I don't know, 10 days behind reality, but winning is what matters, right? Okay, the Dutch are putting up a good fight here at the entrance to this lagoon. So these Belgian fortifications are going to be rendered useless once we get around the back of the enemy. It's kind of the whole point of this style of attack. Okay, so the first 3 Panzer divisions have entered Arlon, which means they're only 5 hours from attacking Sedan, and there's only a British HQ unit there. Nothing else to contest the crossing. We've done it, boys. We've done it. So they'll be across the river in about 12 hours. Remember, we got to keep our HQ units with our the actual units that they command, so we'll move our HQ units forward. Quite a bit of French divisions are up here, guarding this northern border of Belgium, and they're about to be trapped. Would be nice if 1st Panzer Corps had a slightly less long cooldown, but 2nd Panzer Corps has done its job, so... We'll actually get 30th and 29th to support the attack on Liège. Okay, we're almost across the river. This is going to sow some panic here as soon as we're out. Okay, 9th Panzer under Schall reached Sedan. And this is where the crucial moment happened, where Hitler was like, "Oh, our panzers are getting too far in front of the infantry. We should pause and wait." And people like Guderian and Manstein and Rommel were like screaming, like, let us penetrate further. The farther we get behind the enemy lines, and the more we keep them on the back foot, the better for us. So we're gonna do that. Our infantry will hold the bridgehead. We don't want to cross the river as much as it wants us to, because that'll delay us moving. We're going to Hirson. Okay, so they are counterattacking. Our headquarters units are in Arlon. We should have some infantry following close behind. This is when we would ideally have some motorized divisions, but they're busy in Norway. And our 2nd Motorized Corps is not available yet. So as soon as 1st Mountain and 4th Panzer can get in the city, we're going to retreat 1st Panzer Grenadier to rest. Okay, so it looks like the Norwegian Army Command has withdrawn up here. We're going to see if we can shatter them. I'll send the Motorized Corps up here just to capture a territory we left behind. Okay, and then, let's see, so 13th Corps has captured Amsterdam. We're going to get them to attack toward Rotterdam now. We'll keep 65th in the city just so that they don't manage to get it back from us if we slip too far ahead. Let's see here. Okay, 1st Panzer Corps really needs to speed up. This is taking too long. We're going to leave 10th Panzer in Sedan. There's too much of a delay back here. We need to make sure we don't lose Sedan when our units keep advancing west. So. Alright, so what are we going to do with 12th Corps? We'll have them support the attack on Bastogne, and then they'll also support the attack on Gouda. Okay, 3rd Mountain is getting attacked by this basically out of supply British light infantry division. So as soon as that attack ends, we'll counterattack and hopefully destroy it. Back. Okay, 1st Panzer Grenadier can leave the city. These two alone should be able to hold. Alright, let's see what's going on here. How much sooner can our... Alright. So 6th and 7th Panzer got stuck back in traffic jams back here, so they need to get going. It's a slogging matchup here. well, it looks like we were able to cross the river at Hasselt, which will help us attack Liège from the north. Got another ace. Otto Kittel, we'll attach him later. Alright, first bomber group will attack Liège, and second bomber group will all do the same. Okay, we finally have been able to push some infantry into the Sedan corridor, so these units should be a little bit safer. And 1st Panzer Corps is finally in the battle here. That was kind of a ridiculous delay. Let's get our radar and division HQ technologies up so we can have slightly reduced reorganization time. Okay, so one of the French armored divisions is participating in this counterattack, but we were able to get 6th and 7th Panzer into that breach fast enough. 9th and 8th aren't going to wait up. Okay, they are being counterattacked by, it looks like, the 2nd British Infantry Division. Okay, we got a little lazy with our techs here. Let's untrain these. French are attacking Eindhoven, and it's not working out very well, so we'll be commencing our attack as soon as we're able, right about now. That should shatter them pretty quick. A lot of those divisions are under strength. Yeah. Okay, now we'll, it looks like Liège is emptying out. We'll get the 40th Infantry to assist with that attack, and then the rest of them are going to go straight to Brussels. Yeah, they really don't like this Arlon penetration, and they're attacking it pretty much constantly, which is to be expected. Von Manstein is handling that. Okay, so that French armored division is about to run out of steam, which should end the battle. Okay, let's get 6th and 7th and 10th advancing into this corridor. And then let's move the, looks like the 5th Infantry Corps into Sedan, along with Totenkopf. Okay, Romania asks to join the Axis. We'll say yes. They just lost Bessarabia, which the Soviets just annexed because there's a lot of reasons for it. I encourage you to read up on it. But this is what is now called Moldova, or Moldova. It's its own country. It's a part of Romania that was cut off by the Soviet Union. We've gained another convoy raider, Comet. So I'm very low organization, so we'll just attach it so it can start regenerating. Pretty persistent invasion here. It's about to fail. So this is going to be a risk basically for the rest of the game along our French, Belgian, Dutch, and Norwegian ports. The British and less so the Americans are going to be constantly launching these little invasions. So that's why we're going to need to keep some units out west. Okay, 9th Corps has finished their attack and they've captured Turnholt. So as soon as they're done reorganizing, they're going to start attacking Antwerp. We've also captured Liège, which is good. Let's head toward Brussels. We'll also send our Panzer Corps HQs into Sedan. They're fast, so they're good for covering the rear of units that are trying to move quick. Okay, so we are being counterattacked. You can see the French are trying to rush units around to get in front of our advance. Let's hope we can move faster than them. The Vienna Diktat. Okay, Transylvania. So this awards Transylvania, this part of Romania, to Hungary. We basically are choosing whether we want Romania to be our main continental ally or we're choosing Hungary. Honestly, I think Romania is a more effective ally, so we're going to deny the Hungarian request. That's ahistorical. That'll piss him off, but I don't really care. We don't want the 9th Army. Okay. So we've won the Battle of Hirson, so our 2nd Panzer Corps is continuing their advance west. Oh, looks another British invasion. All right, let's send. Okay, we got our mountain units garrisoning the ports, so we'll send our motorized divisions as a reaction force. They should get there fast enough. Okay, once we push through here and we get our 1st Panzer Corps into action, we'll be pushing into the same direction here, but we'll be focusing on a more southerly Paris direction with them. Okay, we've restored the supply route to our motorized divisions up north. Okay. Won the Battle of Gouda, which you can guess is what the cheese is named after. Okay, so we got some more fighters coming in. Let's just check on. Okay, JG2 is slowly repairing. I don't really know how to assign these fighters quite yet. I'm going to hold off on that. Our 2nd Motorized Corps is coming out, excuse me, and we'll hold them in reserve. You can deploy units into any territory you've just captured, but I think that's a little bit gamey, and that's really not how it would have worked in real life. So I tend to deploy new units in either Germany or a territory that I've captured for a long time. I don't think it makes any sense to deploy a division straight from the factory right into battle in Liège. That just doesn't make any sense. So you can do that, I just don't do it. Alright, so we'll get started on a new motorized corps. We'll give them, let's see, we'll give Hubei the command. We'll move them out west soon. Okay, our infantry is covering the pocket here. Let's see. Okay, everybody's moving. So let's get 10th Panzer moving again. 6th and 7th. And then 23rd, 21st through 23rd will advance into Charleville to hold that, and then Totenkopf will stay at Sedan to counter any counterattacks. Historically, the French tried to cut off this penetration by attacks from the south. Those attacks didn't work at all, so Totenkopf will be there for that. Alright, so we're cutting off Holland from the rest of Europe. This is good. This corps is moving very slowly. Let's see, how can we get 1st Panzer out into the open fastest? So they'll go to Laon. 2nd Panzer Corps will head toward Cambrai. Okay, more materials. Let's see, we're going to say, yeah, definitely go ahead. Okay, 9th Panzer Division's almost to Hirson. And we've broken the Belgian fort line along their frontier. Jorblad. Okay, so they did manage to land. It's just one more Marine Division. They won't be able to do much on their own without having captured a port. Okay, 1st Panzer Grenadiers still pretty beat up, but I think they should be enough to pin this British division. And we also can get our 2nd Mountain to assist from Stavanger. We won the Battle of Cambrai. Okay, now we're really moving. This is what we wanted to see all along. Just keep up the pressure westward on the Belgians so they can't escape as fast. We'll actually get 46th and 47th to head into the estuary here, and then 48th through 50th will help with the attack on Antwerp. And then these infantry divisions here can help with this attack. Supporting attacks don't require you to leave the territory you're in. Well, that's why they're so useful. And they also, if they're adjacent at a 90-degree angle to a territory that's being attacked by other units, then you get a slight envelopment penalty, which reduces the defending unit's strength. So, okay, we're going to keep, you can see the entire Belgian army is basically in Brussels, so we're going to keep 35th and 4th here in Namur to maintain that encirclement, and then these 3 will advance into Charleroi. This is going well. Yeah, look at that organization drop. light armor advancement. So these aren't that great, but at least they're more advanced than they were before. We're at Type E Panzer IIIs now, which is better. Okay, let's get armored cars up to speed too. We're also going to need assault guns for our Fortress Buster divisions, so we'll add that. The British are strategic bombing Bitburg. I think that's partly because, let's see, JG2 isn't being utilized, so let's get them back on to air defense. Okay, we've captured Cambrai. We're being counterattacked there by some French units. They're all pretty low organization. As soon as 10th Panzer gets there, we'll be in pretty good shape. Okay, I'm going to take a risk and strategic redeploy 29th and 30th to here. So that's relying on railroads we just captured, so that could get interrupted, and then we'd have to wait quite a bit longer to move. So it's a risk to strategic transport right into territories that are being fought over, or even neighboring territories being fought over. But you can see we don't have any units in Kherson now, so it's pretty important that we get there. Radar advance. Okay, we've annexed Luxembourg. It's not even its own country anymore. That's good. Alright, we'll start an attack on Brussels to hold the units in the line. Yeah, so it's a lot of headquarters units, a lot of very understrength units. So we don't need to worry about cutting them off with our infantry. That's what our panzers are for, so let's just hope they move quick. Okay, our strategic redeployment has not been uninterrupted, so we're doing well. Sixth Panzer will go from Malberg just to try to cut off any French units retreating there. Or to actually overrun is the correct expression. We'll attack with infantry here just to pin these units. Let's see, we're getting a bit ahead in operational doctrine. Still got those two fighters. I'll deploy those soon. Okay, we're going to send the forming 2nd Motorized Corps to Cologne. Can spawn some divisions there. This part of 6th Infantry Corps will head to Cambrai just to hold that while our panzers move on to Boulogne. Remember, 1st Panzer Corps is still available, so as soon as they get into Kherson, they'll be attacking south. We're messing up. The French divisions that are attacking our penetration into Cambrai are getting pretty much wiped out, so let's continue our advance. Okay, they can tell what's going on. I'm not interested in Lille. I'm interested in getting around behind Lille to the coast. Usually Brussels and Antwerp is a hard line to break, but if it's surrounded, it's not really threatening. Okay, the Dutch are bottled up on the coast here in Den Haag and Rotterdam. We'll just use our infantry to crush them slowly. There's also some French and British divisions that are surrounded there as well, so that's a small success. Let's get our headquarters units moved up. So we have Totenkopf and 2 infantry divisions in Sedan defending that. We'll do some probing attacks with Totenkopf to the south and just see how strong that is. That's not the axis of our advance, but if we can capture it, I mean that's still good. So okay, so Holland is collapsing. We've just captured Rotterdam. These 2 infantry corps are going to get outpaced by events further south, so we'll just keep them up north to garrison Holland. I haven't needed them in the past. Also, there's supply strain on our main advance down there, so the British are just wasting divisions doing these kind of piecemeal landings on the coast. We'll send 4th Panzergrenadier down to here to react any landings on this side. We have this concentration of French and British expeditionary force, and even Polish, pinned against the coast. We'll see if we can crush this Norwegian unit here. And then 2nd Panzer is going to focus on just keeping this Norwegian HQ concentration on the run. We don't want them to be able to reorganize anything. And I'm really not going to worry about Narvik. That's what 1st Mountain's for. We'll be able to send 1st motorized down south soon. The mountain divisions can stay in Norway where they belong for the moment. See, it would be nice to have some 4-buster divisions early in the game to crack these nuts. I mean, this is why you don't want to look. 43rd Infantry is almost completely exhausted. You don't. This is what happens if you attack large cities with just regular infantry divisions. They just get ground up, and we can't afford that in the long run. So these are acceptable losses right now because it's allowing us to pin enemy units on the frontier, but we can't let that happen every time. Won the Battle of Trondheim. Okay, that's this territory west of Brussels. Okay, so we're so far into the French strategic depths that we're attacking Air Force headquarters units now. So they're really out of options here. Okay, so 6th Panzer is going to head there. 7th is going to. 8th will head to Auxerre. And then cross and get a bridge hut on the other side of the river at Abbeville. And then 9th will head to Auxerre. And 10th to Boulogne, and that'll complete our crossing. And then 1st Panzer Corps, now this is where it gets interesting. So we're going to start advancing south to try to begin the encirclement of Paris. We need to get a river crossing as fast as possible. So we're not going to wait. These infantry need to go to Cambrai. And then these guys will, let's see, 29th. 29th will head south to cover this, Laon. Okay, the Dutch are putting up their last resistance in Den Haag. There's 120,000 Allied men trapped there, mostly shattered formations. And it's actually the French that are really the only remaining fighting units, and they're about to capitulate. So the war in the north is effectively over. Let's check on Norway real quick. Okay, so here's this concentration we were talking about. Let's pinch it out. And we've obliterated that Norwegian division there, so. Okay, so the Norwegians are capturing inland parts of Sweden. We don't really care about that. That's strategically irrelevant. So you may have noticed that I haven't sent my subs out yet. I'm basically at this point waiting for the Battle of France to be over so we can get a superior positioning. Yeah, we are. That is putting us behind on sinking convoys, but I honestly wouldn't be paying very much attention to my U-boats right now anyway, and I'd be losing some. So we don't really want that to happen. These infantry division will help with the Battle of Brussels using the support attack. Den Haag is captured, and those units have capitulated. All right. So the Dutch haven't surrendered yet. They've moved their capital to Middelburg, which is not really a city. At least it wasn't back then. But they won't last long. Antwerp is cut off as well. So we're trying to force river crossing with no engineers. That's kind of why this is taking so long. We'll use the 29th Infantry Division's engineers to accomplish that. Okay, so Totenkopf did capture St. Menehould, and let's hope that they just soak up French counterattacks. We're not going to really worry too much about reinforcing them. But you can see it is causing some French units that were defending Rem to start retreating, so that's good. Yeah, they'll be constantly counterattacked, so I expect these guys to take quite a bit of losses. We're not really worried about that. Okay, 9th Corps is taking pretty horrific losses. Okay, we're behind Antwerp now, so we'll attack from the north over here. Okay, that helped a little bit. So this will be slow. There's a British Marine Division that's defending, and we're making a river crossing or channel crossing right now, so that'll be a difficult battle. But again, I mean, we've succeeded at the strategic intent of all this, right? We've surrounded all these units in Belgium, so. Also, you can see, I mean, it hasn't developed into much yet, but the French line down here is a mess. Okay, our river crossing is going well now, so 1st Panzer Corps is going to be able to break into the east of Paris pretty shortly. We've also conquered the Netherlands, so the Battle of the Netherlands is over. Spread these units out as a garrison. That'll work for now. These infantry will slowly start moving toward Dunkirk. Alright, so I'm going to actually cease these attacks and just go on the defense. We've already pinned enough units for as long as we needed to, and we're taking pretty high casualties attacking fixed fortifications, so we're gonna just halt the infantry attacks for now. And you'll see a lot of these divisions start streaming west to try to escape, and they won't make it. Let's halt that attack up there. Our first major defeat, Battle of Antwerp, that's alright. It's a tactical defeat, but a strategic victory. Alright, so we've gotten our units into Saint Quentin and Arras to cover. We'll start a river crossing with part of 5th Corps. See if we can pin some of these French infantry here. And I think I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. So let's look at the overall situation. So Norway is significantly more dead than it was before. Yeah, our part of our first Mountain Corps surrounded the remaining Allied units in Norway. 3rd Panzer Grenadier is kind of just romping around Trondheim, and then 2nd Panzer Grenadier is we'll send them to start heading north to Narvik. It's not really motorized unit territory, but that's all we got up there for now. And then the main progress is we've conquered Holland. We've reduced the Belgians to a very small piece of their territory, and we've pushed really deep into the French strategic depths. We're not actually to Boulogne yet. We're going to get there really soon. They have really understrength divisions in front of our panzers, and then finally our 1st Panzer Corps is starting the drive south around Paris. We'll continue that with the next video. That's it for now. Thanks again for watching, guys, and if you really liked the video, hit the like button. I'll see you next time.